It's pour day on the build series. I'm Corey Fields, and today we're turning 3 carefully prepped slabs into solid foundations in just one day. Coordinating a multi-slab pour isn't just about trucks. You have a concrete crew, a boom truck operator, and the concrete plant. All of them need to be on the same plan. One miscommunication and you're left with downtime or cold joints. Our concrete crew and the boom pump arrived around 5 a.m. to set the hoses and do a final check on each slab. By 6 a.m. the first truck rolled in and we kicked off pouring the first of our 3 slabs. Each slab takes around 40 yards, so we needed 120 yards of concrete total. We won't get into how we figure the exact volume, just know it's a lot of concrete for one morning. We timed the trucks to arrive just right. Not too close together, not too far apart. The goal, keep the pour moving smoothly without overwhelming the site. One truck empties and the next is already pulling in. That way we can avoid cold joints and downtime. A cold joint happens when one batch of concrete starts curing before the next batch is poured, leaving a visible, open, weak seam between the 2 layers. You can usually spot it as a distinct line or a texture change in the slab or walls. One of the biggest misconceptions is that people think concrete bonds to itself no matter what. But once the initial set begins, fresh concrete won't chemically fuse with hardened concrete. It just sits against it like 2 separate pieces. Cold joints aren't always structural issues, but they can have major problems if they're not handled correctly. A cold joint can create a potential weak spot, especially in load-bearing areas, and can allow water to seep through over time. That's why you see them as common failure points in basements and foundations. The best way to deal with cold joints? Avoid them in the first place. That means keeping a steady pour with no unnecessary delays. Of course, delays can still happen, traffic, mechanical issues, or a plant running behind, but a well-coordinated schedule minimizes those risks and keeps the pour efficient and on track. For these 3 slabs, we'll be using a boom pump. A boom pump is basically a concrete pump truck with a huge mechanized arm that can place concrete precisely where you need it. Instead of dragging hoses around, you operate this boom pump from one central spot, reaching across the entire slab with minimal hassle. Trying to pour 3 slabs with a line pump would be chaos, constantly repositioning hoses and risking spillage. With a boom pump, we unfold the arm once and it extends into each corner, effortlessly saving time and labor. Beyond speed, the boom pump helps maintain a steady mix, cutting down on air pockets and concrete segregation. That means fewer voids, less wasted materials, and a sturdier finished slab. Efficiency meets quality, exactly what we needed for these 3 slabs in one day. Before pouring, we double check form boards for tightness because a blowout can mean delays and wasted concrete. We begin the pour at the footings, the slab's lowest point, letting the concrete settle naturally and avoid air pockets. Once the footings are filled, we move outward section by section to fill the rest of the slab. We use a bowl float to level and smooth right after pouring, and then a helicopter trowel for a durable, polished finish. For these slabs, we're using 3,000 PSI concrete, pretty standard for residential foundations. PSI stands for pounds per square inch, measuring how much pressure the cured concrete can handle before it fails. If you're building something taller or more load intensive, you might bump that number up higher. Or if your site has unique soil or climate conditions, you might address it differently. As far as weather, our pour day gave us mild and sunny conditions, ideal for even curing. Concrete curing too fast can cause shrinkage cracks. Too slow, it can lead to inconsistencies. And if the temps dip below freezing, that's a whole nother ballgame entirely. There's a whole science to adjusting mixes for extreme climates. But for us, 60-degree weather was just perfect. An even cure means a stronger slab without surprise cracks popping up next week. This plan called for Mudsill anchors, so before the concrete sets, we place our Mudsill anchors at code-approved intervals, within 12 inches of plate ends and no more than 6 feet along the perimeter of the slab. These anchors secure the wood sill plate to the slab, preventing lateral or uplift movement. We embed them 8 to 10 inches into the slab while keeping them 1 to 2 inches from the slab's edge. Inspectors will later verify spacing, depth, and alignment. With anchors set and the slabs finished, we now let it cure. These slabs will only take 24 hours to cure, so that means we can start framing the next day. That's where those anchors will really start to shine, securing the entire structure to the foundation. We've poured a lot of slabs over the years, and the biggest lesson is plan every detail. From truck scheduling to selecting the right mix, these steps will make or break your pour day. With 3 houses in play, a solid plan was non-negotiable. But when it all comes together, you get a smooth, strong foundation that keeps the whole build on track. And that's it for our concrete pour day. 3 slabs down in one day, clean and on schedule. The foundation is locked in and ready for what comes next, and that's framing. Walls go up, floors get set, and that's when these builds start really taking shape fast. So hit subscribe, drop a like, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm Corey Fields, and thanks for watching episode 3 of the build series. I'll see you guys in the next one.